Welcome to the Glenn Beck program. You have a good Father's Day? I did, except, I mean, somebody could have told me about fatherhood.com sooner. I found it this morning. Yes. Actually, it's not fatherhood.com, it's fatherhood.gov. A government website that's set up for you and gives you tips on how to be a better dad. Like tip number 1 from fatherhood.gov. Look it up. Blood will shoot right out of your eyes. Tip number 1, turn off the water while you brush your teeth in the morning and before bedtime. You can save up to 8 gallons of water. When I read that, I thought, oh, the cherished memories with our kids turning off the water. Tip number 2, many electronic devices and appliances use power even when they're switched off or not in use. Yeah, they say you can save money and energy by unplugging the items that aren't being used. Wow, that's great. I tell you, oh, I treasure the memories that I have. Me and my dad just going around unplugging all the major electronic items in our household. Oh, it's good times. Those days don't come back. Fatherhood.gov. This is what they're working on. Let me tell you something. All that green nonsense, I know this administration desperately wants you to believe they care about the environment, but I'm going to show you that what matters more is the Benjamins. Come on, Crime Inc. Oh, hello, America. Hope you had a good weekend. Oh, we've got all kinds of great stuff for you today. Great stuff. The one word I kept thinking about all weekend was Halliburton. Because everybody knows George Bush, Dick Cheney, Halliburton, evil. Dick Cheney's evil oil company. Not really, but kind of. George W. Bush, Dick Cheney, puppets of Halliburton. Puppets of big oil, really. They had somebody with big oil, their hand right up their pants and making them talk the whole time. Halliburton. Remember that? The left is so touchy about people getting into bed with big oil. Oh, they hate it. They won't stand for anybody with any sort of connection at all with an oil company. It's evil. Oil is evil. It's got to stop. May I ask you a question? Have you ever heard of this word before? It looks like an oil company. Suddenly the left's concerns with politicians and oil companies, not so big of a deal. Petro, right? Petro bras. Okay, that doesn't sound... Gasoline-powered bras. Gasoline, Brazil. Now, why am I telling you about this? Have you heard of another word? SOROS. George Soros. I do have a bulletproof car, George. I just want you to know. George Soros. I'm going to show you this tonight. I'm going to spend an hour on this. I want you to DVD, write down, take notes, look into this. We're going to be talking a little bit about this in the next few days. This is, I like to call it the circle of life, as it is now, understood in America. You could also call it, it's a small world. It's a small world after all. I like to call it instead Crime Inc. Here's how you play the game. First of all, you have to be somebody who is in with the administration. If you're in with George Soros and the administration, you can play. You start here and you just go around, okay? Starts with George Soros. He's the billionaire progressive activist who doesn't mind throwing his money around. His seemingly unending quest for big government control is kind of strange, perplexing to me, honestly, because he was born in Budapest, Hungary. His dad was a Hungarian Jew who was a prisoner of war in World War I. Soros eventually found his way to New York City in 1956. Oh, I've been happy about that ever since. By 1970, he had set up hedge funds that could help him make his fortune. You know what's great about George Soros is he was also one of the guys who helped collapse who helped collapse the British sterling. I'm sorry, but some of these pictures, because they may be small on your screen, but it's life size and stuff like that. Okay. I mean, he's got disturbing hair in his nose. Might be cool on your TV set, not cool on mine. He's the guy who helped collapse the British sterling. Yet he spent millions of that fortune on things like progressive blog sites like Media Matters, where bloggers can earn six-figure salaries just to sit around in their underpants and distort conservative words all day. Oh, they're going to be extra busy on tonight's show. Hope you got some sleep this weekend, boys. He started the Open Society Institute, which seeks fairness and justice. Social justice? He also helped start the Tides Foundation, which among its many super classics are the anti-capitalist Story of Stuff indoctrination video. That's George Soros money. Great. Shown in schools all across America to warp your children's brains and to make sure they know how evil capitalism is. He's also a globalist. He's one of the power players trying to establish a new world. Watch when he says it. Notice how he stumbles every time he says this, because he's like, uh-oh, I'm really spooky dude saying new world order, probably freaking people out. Watch him. He'll stumble every time he talks about establishing.
You really need to bring China into the creation of a new world order, financial world order. So I think you need a new world order that China has to be part of the process of creating it.
I just want to say, I just believe we should have a new, oh no, I shouldn't be saying this on television. What else could I say? A new world order.
He's also a guy, I don't know if he's a radical that has been trying to implement the Cloward and Piven strategy on collapsing the system, but he's one of the guys who's capitalizing on it. He's one of the guys looking to replace the capitalist system once it has been destroyed.
I believe that basically the system is broke and needs to be reconstituted. The system we have now has actually broken down, only we haven't quite recognized it. And so you need to create a new one. And this is the time to do it.
Yes, a new world order.
What did I tell you a couple of weeks ago? I said, look, America, they're using this time. What are you doing with your time? They're using their time to get filthy rich and create a new world order. He's also pointed out the bankruptcy of market fundamentalists. Who are they? Watch.
I mean, it is effectively a bankruptcy of this market fundamentalist belief, which really came in with Reagan and Thatcher. Now, Reagan is still in the panoply of saints in this country, and we just have to recognize that something went very wrong, and we need to reformulate our view of how financial markets work.
What they really should do is they should all work really through me, you see. That's what I'm thinking. Reagan was like, oh, you little people, you can do things. But really, if it all goes through me, then all my spookiness and my evilness will really be full throttle. Know what I'm saying? Did I say that out loud? Yes. Yes, you did.
Perhaps his most effective creation is the Center for American Progress. That's next on our Big Crime Inc. wheel. George Soros takes some of his spooky dude money and forms the Center for American Progress. Formed in 2003, he promised $3 million, but that number could be much higher, as Soros admits to spending $500 million a year on his various foundations. Back in 2003, you see, Democrats were floundering, and they were on the verge of irrelevance. And they needed an intellectual coup, just like the conservative Heritage Foundation they say achieved in the 1980s. Well, Center for American Progress provided just that. You see, it's a progressive think tank that believes in, and if I may quote,
Government that champions the common good over the narrow self-interest. No self-interest, not with those people. Me, sure, but it's really when I win, we all win. Really? They have heavy influence on this administration. Bloomberg has reported that Center for American Progress has helped build the platform that triumphed in the 2008 campaign. No. Did you do that, George?